Yep, we are live, Anil.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Masters. Thank you, and apologies for a little bit of technical glitch here. For some reason, it always happens, right? The technical aspects of Zoom is always a mystery, whenever we do sessions, something or the other kicks in. It's probably the way Astral Masters are testing us, how deep is your intention and how serious you are. So anyway, so let's get started on today's topic session. Don't want to keep the light for me. Still falling on me. So as we continue to connect with the truth within us and understand the aspects of the truth, how these things are impacting the way of living, and what does it mean when I do some sort of penance or some greater understanding of the truth, and how do I bring that into my life, and how do I make it to a point where this alone matters and eventually I become that. In this journey, there are a lot of, I would say, confusions. There are a lot of clarity that we are missing. As you start to get into the path of truth, it is absolutely essential that you understand the right information for the right reasons and live the concepts as how it needs to be lived, and then become one with the one that is dwelling inside us. So it requires dedication, it requires commitment, it requires willpower, it requires, a greater intention to begin with. It also requires clarity, it requires renunciation, it requires celibacy, it requires some type of charity, it requires offerings. There are like innumerable ways, like at least the 4 ways from the yogic path that we connect about the truth. We all understand that, right? Karma, Gnana, Bhakti, and the yoga, right? Dhyana is part of yoga. So in this process, if I'm starting to realize myself, I'm trying to do certain things to let go. Right? Now, there is a fundamental question as to what may be the type of ritual you're doing, what may be the type of offering you are giving it to God, or what might be a type of charity that you are doing, or you are surrendering, or you are withdrawing. Why are we doing this? This is the fundamental question. Why am I doing anything to God or to whatever? Anyone? Think about it before answering. Think about it.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Why are we doing any of these ritualistic activities, charity, offering, renunciation, anything that you want to achieve? You go do prayer, you go meditation, you do a lot of those things. What are all these things for?
We do this
To be
for
happy.
To
Searching
be
for happiness in form of the service or meditation or renunciation, etc., everything.
okay. What else?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Okay. What else?
Get rid of the ego. Get rid of the more concentration, more mindfulness.
What else? What is the one thing that you are getting out? See, we
More
are saying
energy.
that what you are saying is the ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is peace. But what I am doing right now is not going to give me peace. Isn't it? If I am doing an offering to God, that offering itself will not lead me into the ultimate state.
That is why our mind is scattered in so many different ways of Sometimes we do bhajan, sometimes we do like watching movie, or sometimes we do different techniques to come out of this, the mind that is bothering us, to get that peacefulness or like the happiness.
So think about, right? Think how it is impacting you as an individual, how it is impacting you when you are starting to do certain things for yourself, right? The reason why we do all these things is not for peace. It is for you to cleanse your mind. In that very moment, you are cleansing the mind. When you cleanse your mind from the doshas, what happens? You will have the peace. You will get the happiness. Happiness and peace are not something that you get it from outside. They are part of your system. You are that. So if I do something and I get peace, means that peace is not the real peace. It's an illusion. Right? So when I do anything, if I'm offering something, if I'm doing a charity, if I'm doing some kind of ritualistic activity, why am I doing that? Or if I'm doing meditation, why am I doing it? I am doing it to cleanse my mind, because my mind is clouded with things. I am not able to realize the peace, the happiness, and the real abundance of life. I'm not able to live that. So for you to live in that state, you are letting go things that are blocking in your mind to get there. All you are trying to do is the cloud of baggage that is stuck in your mind, you are trying to take them away. So if you take this into the context and understand what you are doing, right? It is okay for you to do ritualistic activities. It is okay for you to do, sequential, there are like two ways to go, right? You can go the Vedic path, you can go the Vedantic path for you to realize it. You are interested in Vedic path, you go that path, and then step by step, you realize, and you eventually come to the state of abundance. No, I want to go into the Vedantic path, where I start to study the facts as they stand and come a top-down approach, a bottom-up approach, Vedic, a top-down approach, Vedantic. Both are same. Both will lead you to the same. One takes you through bhakti, others takes you through gnana. Both are same. Now, what is happening is, when I am starting to look at this in a perspective that I wanted to get out of it, every time I am doing something, there is a intention. Remember this very clearly. Whenever you are doing something at a ritualistic level, at a charitable level, at an offering level, at a prayer level, there is always an expectation. Even meditation, when you are sitting, you are doing meditation. Meditation is supposed to be happening, but in this case, meditation is not happening because you are doing meditation when you sat, right? So there is always this transactional feeling that you get, that I am trying to do this, I need that. I have done this, I want that. So whenever you have this duality that goes alongside with your senses and mind, what happens is it creates a bonding. So whether we realize this or I do it inadvertently, any type of karma, I am getting bonded. I'm getting more and more deeper into my family life than I'm trying to get out of my family life. When I say get out of family life, it doesn't mean that you're running away from family. You are living in the family, but yet you are not attached and you are not being carried away with the emotions. How do I get that life? The only way we all get that life is when we start to realize that whatever may be the thing that I am doing for so-called superpower, supreme power, higher power, God, consciousness, whatever we may call that, whatever I am doing to only one only one thing. That is, you are realizing the fact of who you are. For that to happen, you have to cleanse your mind. Mala, Vikshepana, Avarana. There are 3 types of doshas that Shastram talks about. That mind occupies it. Mind holds on to you. It's guna doshas. Avarana, Vikshepa means, the stuff that you are not supposed to carry in your mind. You always carry that in your mind. You do things that you're not supposed to do, but you have done it in the past. You carry that baggage. And obviously ignorance. You don't have the right knowledge of truth. Because of that, what happens? Your mind is fickle. When your mind is fickle, you cannot experience the truth. You cannot experience the peace and happiness within you. So when you look at the scriptures, when you look at the grand masters talking about it, they say that peace and happiness is your birthright. Then why am I looking it outside if it is my birthright? And second question is, why am I not able to experience it if it is my birthright? Right? So if I start to bring this together, whatever I'm doing, it doesn't really matter what you do. If you bring this together and then couple with truth, we will quickly understand that whatever may be that 1 or 2 things that I am doing daily in my practices, in my rituals, I am only trying to cleanse my mind. The more and more I cleanse my mind, the faster I know my reality. The faster I experience the peace, happiness, and, coming out of the suffering. So if you take this into perspective and start looking at it, what am I doing in meditation? Is meditation really a meditation? Anyone say? Anyone can say on this? Meditation. Is meditation what I am doing is really a meditation? What is the purpose of meditation?
Mostly dharana, but that's what we do.
What is that, sir? Dharana. Dharana, right? To
Practice,
be,
basically.
yes, exactly. To be aware of this truth is the purpose of meditation. To be aware of this truth. What is the truth? The truth is my natural state of peace, happiness, and non-suffering. And when this awareness appears in meditation, you will realize the supreme power within you. Today, I'm not able to realize my supreme power. Why am I not able to realize it? Because my mind is clouded. Why is my mind clouded? Because of my so many sinful things, what I have done in the past, or I continue to do it, or it can be because of ignorance, lack of truth, knowledge of truth. I'm doing all that. So I'm trying to bring all of that into one perspective and trying to understand. When I go sit and close my eyes, I expect that I have to go into the state of void. And from void, I start to realize where these thoughts are coming from and go back behind it and then become one with that state and then try to be in that state through awareness. And when I accomplish that, then slowly you will get into a state of peace. First, you get peace. And after you still practice it, go into the savikalpa, nirvikalpa, in a samadhi state, eventually you will get that Brahmananda. Right? Instead, what is happening? I am sitting in meditation. I am always with my thoughts. I am dwelling with my thoughts. What is the consciousness? See, there is a concept in Buddha where we have Hinayana, Mahayana, and Theravada. Right? There is also another sect of school there. In the Buddhist sector, they talk about it. Right? In that school, they talk about something called, Buddha talks about some of these aspects as to what consciousness is all about. Right? It's a derivative consciousness. They divide consciousness into 2 levels. One is the sense-based consciousness, and the other is the beyond the mind state, a part of mind that goes into luminous consciousness. We talk about awareness. We talk about become a witness. We talk about observation. What are these things? These are not mind level things. These are beyond the state of mind. Who is observing? Right? I am starting, when you sit in meditation, you start to bring your attention to your breath. When you bring attention to your breath, what are you doing? It's a sensual consciousness. Your mind is using your nose as a sense and following the breath. Right? That's called sensual consciousness. But this activity of you as a mind observing the breath as an object, this whole process is being observed by someone else. That is called luminous consciousness. And that is the absolute consciousness we are talking. So when I sit for meditation, where is the awareness? Awareness is in the luminous consciousness, not in the sensual consciousness. We are all worried about sensual consciousness because I sit in meditation, I get a particular experience. I am with that experience for the life of, or for the eternity of it. I think that this is all it is, because you are playing with the object, right? The meditator sitting in the subject of meditation, trying to look at the object, is realizing something coming out of it. There is an experience that comes out of it, and we are dwelling in that experience. Is that what truth is all about? It has nothing to do with the truth, but I am stuck at that point because I am only aware of my senses consciousness, sensual consciousness, if I put it rightly. But I am not aware of my luminous consciousness. The purpose of meditation is for you to stay in that luminous consciousness forever and ever, because that is enlightenment. So when I sit in meditation, what am I doing? I am actually raising my ego. I am doing meditation. I am controlling my desires. I am controlling my senses. The very fact that I brought these thoughts, I brought these senses, I brought these desires to the earth to go through the karmic process, to learn from them, from all of them. But yet in meditation, I try to control them. Why? Because instead of being in the luminous consciousness of observation, what I'm trying to do is, instead of observing my thoughts, instead of allowing the thoughts to freely flow and come back to breath, what I'm trying to do, I'm going into the thoughts. I'm creating more thoughts of the same nature. If I want to eat ice cream, what happens? A thought came to me saying that I want to eat ice cream. I'm not leaving at that. I'm going into the thought and then saying it. When do I have to eat? Where do I have to eat? How I have to eat? What type of flavor I have to use, right? Whether it is a vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, hundreds of flavors. And which particular shop can give me better, Cold Stone, or it's going to be, Baskin Robbins, or whatever those names are, right? Yeah, Sweet Frog. Srijit is prompting here. Sweet Frog, whatever. Why am I going into this now? Where did I start? Where did I go? That one thought created another 30, 40 thoughts within me. And that is how the karmic structure goes and plays in life. Again and again, my thoughts are bonding me. It is not allowing me to go past the thought where the truth is, where the peace, where the happiness is. Right? So what happens when you sit with this type of attitude? You're only raising your ego. Your mind will never give you that free hand to say, okay, now you go beyond the past, my mind. Mind is giving you a toy to play. And you are playing in meditation, not realizing that it is mind that is playing. Mind is enjoying your play in meditation. That's why if you really talk to grandmasters, if you look at the scriptures, they don't talk about the mind's play as meditation. They talk about truth. The awareness of truth is meditation. And that requires deep, sincere, and serious meditation. When we understand this, you will never come and talk about, I am doing meditation. It is happening. Meditation is happening. I am just observing. I am a witness to this process. I am in the luminous consciousness. There is a classic example that in one of the books that they write about, in the Buddha's teaching of this thing. They you have a room where you have bed, you have a table, you have bookshelves, you have in the dining area you have all the fruits, all the food items, everything, and there is a lamp in the room, or a light bulb in the room, right? The moment you go and switch on the light, you get to know that this room has so many things, right? When you see that okay, by using that light, and then you are switching it on the light, you are able to see that so many objects are around. Similarly, your mind is using its senses and then showing you all these material things that are surrounded by it. The so-called anger, the so-called happiness, looking outside, the so-called peace, you are finding it outside. You are trying to do things for all of those things. These are all like items in your room. That is called sensual consciousness. Mind dwelling through senses, giving you all those objective things, and you are struck with those objective things. You're not able to get out of it. But if you closely look into this, the very light, if you ask the question, where is this light coming from? It is because of this light, this whole thing is coming out. If you are sitting in a dark room with no light, you don't know what is in the room. But the light is the one that's making it happen. And you ask the question, where is this light coming from? Then you quickly understand it is electricity. So what is giving power to the mind? What is giving power to the senses? What is giving power to everything, whatever is happening within yourself? That is luminous consciousness. Electricity. Without electricity, nothing can be seen. Similarly, without your luminous or your absolute consciousness, you cannot see anything. But do they coexist together? Absolutely. Just because the light is not there in the room doesn't necessarily mean the items are not there. Items are still there. Understand this concept, you will get to understand why truth is more important than the penance. Truth cannot be an object, right? Truth has to be realized. That's it. You are that. If I put truth as an object and then say, okay, every day go give me the truth, I want to be the truth, I want to get this, I want to do this and all, you will never be able to get to the truth. Because truth, what it's there is inside you. It is like knowers to knowing. The person who is knowing is being seen, right? The seer's seen. Who is observing the observer? The observer who is observing things is luminous consciousness. So if I am observing my breath, I am in the sensual consciousness. If I am going past that, my mind, then I am looking at that observer who is actually observing the breath. If I withdraw back, that is called luminous consciousness, which requires lot of commitment, lot of dedication, and lot of penance, right? Lot of practice needs to be there, because otherwise you will not be able to observe it. What happens is, the moment you try to go into that state of consciousness, your mind will start to play tricks with you, because now mind will start to quickly realize that he has figured out a way to go beyond me. So it will try to alter the subject or the object and try to bring you back within the peripherals of the mind. That's why you have to practice. The truth has to be practiced. When you start to look at it, when I try to put this in perspective, there are two things here. There is we keep talking about it. It is not the mere fact that meditation, I need meditation, I close my eyes, I do this, I do that. It's called humbugism, right? You are not going to get anything by doing that. You are just coming, sitting, closing your eyes, getting out, going, again coming, sitting, closing your eyes. This process, if you keep doing it without consciously aware as to what is happening, After meditation, where are you? Did you ever come out of the thoughtful states? Were you with the breath? What was going on when you are with the breath? If that awareness you are not picking up day by day, day by day, day by day, this becomes a mundane activity. This ritualistic process has nothing to do with truth. You are far, far away from truth. So, as you bring some of these things into the state of being, it is only in that state you will start to realize. When you are in that state, always remember this: sacrifice is the way of living. If you are not able to sacrifice anything in your life, enlightenment is far, far away from you. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutatva manasu. If you look at the Kaivalya Upanishad, the statement there, na karmana, by doing any kinds of deeds, na prajaya, through my families, my relationships. Na prajaya dhanena. Dhanena means money. Through money, wealth, I will not get enlightenment. How do I get it? Tyage, sacrifice. Sacrifice is the way of living. So, if you want to test yourself by looking at it. Am I able to sacrifice certain things for the greater truth, for the greater good? It is said in scriptures that for your family, you should sacrifice yourself. For your society, you should sacrifice your family. For your country, you should sacrifice your own area or society. For your world, you should sacrifice your country. For the universe, you should sacrifice your world. Are you going in that path? Because truth is universal. Truth is eternal. Truth is immortal. Truth is ancient. Ajo nichya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. That which cannot be realized, that which never dies when your body dies, that is truth. So if you want to get into the truth, then what is that you are sacrificing? Are you sacrificing your time? Are you sacrificing your senses? Are you sacrificing your mind? Ask these questions all the time. All the time, ask these questions. It is very, very important if you really want the truth. If any of you would come and say, hey, I want moksha, I want realization, I want peace, I want happiness, then always have these on the back of your mind. Am I doing in the rightful spirit of truth? Am I in the right wisdom? Am I with the like-minded people? Am I part of this type of discussions where I am always getting abundance of knowledge? There was also a question sometime back. I don't remember the name. They were asking me, why do I need to come to Satsangs when I am getting the truth through books? When I have the meditation that is happening for me, I am getting my guidance in my meditation to whatever extent I am getting it. Right? Why do I need to come to Satsangs, or why do I need to have any kind of master? It's a good question. Anyone would like to answer? Share your thoughts. Why?
I think it helps to stay focused.
Helps to stay focused. Okay. There's more to it. Anyone?
You grow in your spiritual path.
Growing in the spiritual path. But you are already getting meditation. You are doing your thing. You are growing. You are reading books. You are getting.
Sometimes we fall off, like as you said very clearly, we are doing meditation. Yeah, I'm getting guidance from inside. I'm reading books and etc. etc. But sometimes we fall off from that. Also, it gets bored, like watching TV or something like that.
That's a
And
good one.
then there is one person called Anil Master who is consistently doing the work sincerely, honestly. Okay, let us go and grab him and follow him.
No, good. So the thing is, if you really start to look at it, what is the right thing, right? You may be experiencing things at your own pace, in your own practice. You may be reading tons and tons of books, getting different types of knowledge, right? But how do you know that that is all truth? How do you know that what you're experiencing is in the right path, is in the right spirit of your truth? If you don't come and share, if you don't sit with the like-minded people. So what happens is, you may be doing a lot of meditation for yourself, but you may be stuck in your own box. Number one. You may be getting a lot of experiences, but that may necessarily mean nothing in the state of truth. You may have a beautiful intention that I want to be in the truth, I want to be enlightened and all. But when you start practicing, you had an astral travel and you're stuck with that for last 2 years. You may not have realized about it. That truth is far, far away for you because you have dissected big time. So when you come and meet the like-minded people as an opportunity, what happens? You will reconnect yourself to your original intention as to why you are here. Why am I sitting and doing meditation to begin with? Is it a fun thing for me to sit for hours and do meditation? No. You will go back to the source of your intention. Why did you even come to this place? What was your purpose of coming? So what happens is that repeated information you are getting when you are in the satsang. You're discussing a particular topic. You are with the like-minded people who either are little, friend of you, or they have been practicing for a long time. They have been through this journey all the way through, or they are in the same path as you are, or in the same state as you are. Then you get more ideas and more avenues get open. And the most important thing, what happens is when you come, is the blocks gets released. When you are with the group of like-minded people and you do meditation, the energies will release all the blocks that you are stuck, all those get released. And the other important thing, this is probably the reason why we all come, is we talk about the guidance that we need. Sometimes you do things because somebody is saying so. Patriji said, do meditation. In my view, my guru said, I got to do it, I'm going to do it. But then inside, you don't have that maturity nor the greater understanding of why you need to do it. For some of those things is what satsang is all about. Satsang is not a fun place. Satsang is, what is that, sir?
Reinforcement.
Reinforcing yourself. So satsang is not a place for you to come and have fun. Satsang is a serious business. That's why Patriji said, you don't come to satsang for sit and enjoy. You come and take the joy of your own self. It is like you are connecting to your source. You are, reconnecting yourself to the source. That is the purpose of satsang. That's why you have to have certain things in the satsang. You cannot just come and, talk material things and all that. We are very strict on why it is that you have to make sure that the energies are spread in that fashion. It has to circulate towards your growth. It is not like you come to satsang and talk whatever you want to talk and then you deplete your energies. Satsang is supposed to boost your energy system. That way, all the blocks and all the cracks or seals, whatever your body, mind, consciousness is experiencing, you are able to release all of them. So same thing goes with acharya. What happens with when I go sit with an enlightened person? What happens? My mind is empty because of the vibrations that I carry. Same thing on satsang. You carry a higher vibrations in a satsang. That vibrations will help me to elevate myself in a much faster pace than me doing and sitting alone and trying to be with my own self. So the more and more you start to So, and then, there was a follow-up question that they asked, okay, now I understand the importance of satsang. Why do I have to be there? It's like, I know the importance of water, then why do I have to drink it, right? I said, the reason is, the only reason why these questions are coming is because you have never experienced the energies. You have never experienced the satsang. So when you start to come into satsang, when you experience those energies, when you start to see the shift happening, the transformation that is happening within you and surrounding you, then you will start to quickly realize the value of it. So, like that, when you go and sit with a master, what happens? Your mind is emptied. The whatever that cleansing of your mind, that is what you're trying. When you're sitting in meditation, you're trying to cleanse your mind. Why? Because you want to get to the truth. So that cleansing of the mind happens in a natural state when you are with the Grand Master. Because of his energies. Because he's an enlightened soul. He doesn't have a mind. He's with the soul and the self. So when you go sit with him, his vibrations act upon your mind, and your mind cannot comprehend the energies that he's pulling you. You are in his aura. When you are in his aura, your mind is naturally empty. So what happens? You experience miraculous state. That's what happened to Vivekananda. Ramakrishna gave him that experience of what bliss is all about. He was seeing himself everywhere, in everything. For 3 days he suffered. He couldn't even eat. Even the food he was eating, he was seeing himself. The experience of self was given to Vivekananda by Ramakrishna. And then Vivekananda couldn't bear this anymore. And he went and told Ramakrishna, please take it away, whatever you gave me. And Ramakrishna did not even do any penance or anything. He just touched him. Such is the power of Guru. Such is the power of Grand Master. So when you are in their aura, their consciousness, whatever they are experiencing, if they give that to you, and if you're not matured enough to handle it, you will leave. That's it. You are done. That's why they will not give you just like that. They have to make sure that you are worth for it. Truth does not come by talking. Truth does not come by hearing. Truth does not come with mind. Truth has nothing to do with your sensual activities. Truth has to be experienced through practice. Yato vacha nivartante aprapya manasasaha. That's it, period. There is no other way for truth. So, when I start to bring this in my life and trying to understand how these perspectives of things are happening to me, right? I'm trying to do a business with Lord, right? Why am I trying to do a business? I have no individual power, sir. Oh God, the merciful, supreme God, you are the one. Please give me. That is not truth. Then you are showing yourself as nobody, and you are saying, higher power, you are everything. You are everybody and I am nobody. How can he be everybody when then there is nobody exists, right? So God is everywhere means in that everywhere, it is also inside of you. So as more and more you start to look at it, you will start to realize it. It's not like somebody is forcing you to say that, okay, you are done with prayer, you are done with rituals, you are done with offerings. Now you are in a deeper state of your own self, because what happens in any of these things, you are actually raising your ego. Oh, I am the one doing prayer every day for 4 hours. I do this. I spend a lot of time with God, sir. But then you don't understand God is within you. What good it is for you to spend so much time in realizing outside that which is inside of you to begin with. God dwells in you as you, is what the scriptures are saying, is what the Grand Masters are saying. No one said that go look for God outside. And even Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he said, I am inside you, your heart. When do we pay attention to such basic facts? And I'm sitting in prayers, I'm sitting in pujas, I'm sitting all these ritualistic activities. I always think that I am in communion with him. You are not in communion with your outside. You are communion with him when you are inside. And that can only happen beyond the state of mind because you are already in that state to begin with. I just have to realize that I am in that state. wake up from my dream. So that's why if you try to bring the truth into perspective of the way of living and the way that, in the process that how you are trying to look at it, you will start to see these rituals are more like, dogmatic activities. They don't fall in line to the fact of realization that you are in or you want to be in. They don't line up to that. They will quickly fall. So the more I center myself and balance myself to understand this, I will realize very quickly, or you will realize, or anyone will realize very quickly that yes, if I really want to know the truth, I should not be struck with this subject object. I should be the observer of everything what is happening. And that is where the truth lies. So as long as I'm stuck between this subject object, I am actually being part of it. If I am part of it, I cannot excuse myself out of it. Hence, you get karma. Karma is because I am feeling that I am the one doing it. I am holding that I need this. I'm attached to the results. So when I start to bring some of these things into my life and try to look at it, how am I trying to bring the whole thing together? Is, oh, okay, this is what it means. So if my purpose of meditation is to go into that state, if I am not in that state, then am I really meditating or am I working towards it? Every one of us should say, we are working towards it. You should not say, I'm in that state already. If you are in that state already, you don't need to meditate again. You're done. So, and then there is also this confusion between surrender and then sacrifice. Surrender is something that happens in the process of Vedic, in the bhakti. When you are in that bhakti process or marga, you surrender to die. You surrender to die and you let everything happen as it starts. In the gnana marga, you try to let it go. Sacrifice is the way of living. You understand the big picture. Truth has nothing to do with you going and sitting, you paying $5, you giving $10 and all that. Truth has nothing to do with it. But you live in that moment every second. You live in that moment. You live that with that consciousness, that divine consciousness in every moment. So what happens? You give. Giving is more than taking. So what happens when we start to do meditation, we start to combine all of these two. It's like, in the box of practice, we put everything. I put prayer, I put offering, I put charity, I put my penance, I put my meditation, I put my spiritual knowledge, I put my, book reading, everything. Sajjana Sangacham, Swadhyaya, everything I put, and then I try to juggle everything, and then, oh, I'm this way, I'm that way. It adds more confusion and a chaos than you reaching anywhere. In fact, all that is happening, if you really go back and sit and watch yourself, you will start to realize that all this has given you is the raise on your ego. Your ego has gone 100-folds up. Because now you are identifying yourself. They're saying that I am the one doing it. I am doing more than what you are doing. I have got this. I have got that. So now, where is enlightenment? Before starting, you were probably 10 miles away. Now, after starting with all these jungle, puzzles, you are 100 miles away. Because ego has gone up. The question is, how much are you in that realization? How serious are you in this practice of truth? The only way we realize truth is when you give up everything and you work towards it. That is what even Krishna said. You have to look for me and look for me alone. Then you will know me. Otherwise, you will not. we see the way we kind of look at things is, I want everything in my life. I'm gonna keep my, I even in the bhakti, lot of the devotees, what they do is they give like, hey God, I need this, I need that, I deserve it, I've been doing this, they kind of ask, beg, right? And then what happens when a problem comes? The problem is yours, but my anger is mine, my miseries are mine, my worries are mine, my sorrows are mine, my lifestyle, the way I'm going to lead my life, I'm going to do all stupid things, everything is mine. I'm not going to give anything to you. Only when a problem comes, I'll give it to you, and then I expect that you fix it. What kind of bhakti is that? Right? Isn't it a fact that we see that all the time? So when you start to bring this perspective by observing your own state of being, the things that you are doing, it is not just meditation alone. The truth has to come into your life. The only way that can come into your life is when you start to look at yourself 360 degrees. There is no point in asking someone else, how am I doing? You should be able to look at yourself by looking at others who are in that state and seeing that, okay, this is where I need to improve myself. It is for the greater comparison. Even Patriji said, compare yourself to the greater beings to see how they are living in the truth and why you are not able to live it, and fix those problems. Fix it. Make a commitment to say that, okay, I'm going to have A, B, C, D in my life going forward. But instead, what we do is we curse the other person, that why, how is he able to do it? By praising the other person, you're not getting anything. In fact, you're losing. So the more and more I start to bring some of these into my life, we will slowly start to realize the value and the essence of truth in living. I have to live the truth. I have to breathe the truth in every moment. I have to be mindful in my life. Right? And then in that state, whatever you are doing, whatever you are saying, whatever your actions, your thoughts, everything is towards the universal good. There is no ego playing, there is absolutely, there is no indulgence and then indolences of evil prosperities, right? There is no intention that I have to do this way so that I can get something out of this. You will not have any of those things anymore. You are only doing it for the greater good, period. Because if your mind is not acting up, there is no question of reasoning and logic and trying to figure out, if I do this, what do I get? There is nothing there, because your mind is not there. Because you are in the truth. So I need to be, it is through this process of getting into this journey, I slowly have to withdraw myself and then start looking at myself to see, am I doing everything in relation to the truth? Am I living the standards of truth? Oh, I am going to go live this life, in brahmacharya. Right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let go of this. I'm gonna it is not by letting go. It is how much have you realized that letting go is going to help you. That makes sense. And that alone will liberate us. So the more and more you practice some of these things as an internal, the higher the energies that you carry, the greater the vibrations that you expand your horizons. Truth is nowhere. Truth is within you, as you. And the second thing, which is also very more important, is when you are doing your practices, always look back and see how you are practicing. Don't practice for sake of practice. Practice with the true sense. Understand what you are practicing. Know what happened after you practice. You sat for 2 hours meditation. After you come out of meditation, spend 1-2 minutes to look back and see what happened in these 2 hours of meditation. Have you achieved something? Is there a block? Are you stuck somewhere? You are not able to do it. Are there any lessons that you need to better yourself? That introspection is required for you to grow. Otherwise, truth is far, 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 far away from reality. So what is happening now? My mind, we talked today's session, right? We started the session with the subject that, hey, I'm cleansing my mind. If you have this one thought and this one thought alone, what happens? Anyone? What happens?
You will create more thoughts.
You will create more thoughts. Okay. What else?
Sir, what's the question?
If you are thinking that I am gonna cleanse my mind and you sit for meditation, what happens?
It won't work that way.
Why?
Because already you are giving work to your mind. So
What work?
To cleanse the thoughts and go into that process.
See, you don't cleanse the mind with mind, right? Really?
You're
You don't.
You're expecting something.
What else? Think about it. This is the questions I'm posing are little deeper questions. So you have to go beyond the state. You have to put yourself in that and then feel and then see. Okay, if I'm putting this intention, I'm sitting, what are the things that gonna potentially happen to me?
So
You
you're
are
expecting
not
something
in
to
your
happen.
What was
sorry. You are
How
not
is-
in your sensible stage.
You
You
are-
are in your sensible stage. You should be in the other stage. I forgot the name.
Yes, that's one. Okay, what else?
Cleansing the mind is like when you sit for meditation to cleanse your mind, the thoughts comes, you just observe those thoughts, not become the participant and reaction to that. Even if the reaction happen in the mind, like some relationship or problem, for as an
Okay.
example, you just keep on observing it. That itself is a process of cleansing your mind. And when you, after an hour or 2 hours, when you come out of the meditation, you feel like you are very refreshed. You don't carry any more impressions of that relationship, like whatever, suppose some commotion happen in a day, it doesn't bother you. That's what I think as a cleansing of the mind.
Okay, what else?
Expecting something to happen, whether it's a cleansing or something
to
else.
happen. Okay. Anyone else? Last.
Giving work to your consciousness to do that thing to cleanse the mind, or it's not correct.
So in all of this, there is one thing that you are not looking at. The purpose of meditation is lost. Isn't it? You have put an intention to the mind and you sat in meditation. So what does that mean? Your mind will always be active. There is no state of going beyond mind. That is gone. Isn't it?
It
Number
is
one.
like
Number two.
it is
Yeah.
like when you say don't think, you are sitting for meditation and don't think about monkey, then you'll be keep thinking of about that.
Exactly. Yep. You're spot on, madam. I think that's exactly the point, right? So when you are sitting with any intention, we have to understand the boundary of intention. The boundaries of intention is the boundary of your mind. The start and finish of your mind, if you look at that boundary, that is where the intentions are. So when you are putting an intention that I want to clean my mind, that's number one reason. I'll tell you the number two reason. The moment it senses that you are trying to clean the mind will go havoc and it's going to give you hundreds and hundreds of thoughts. That's the nature of mind. So that's why we have to understand what we are dealing with before you try to control it or before you try to bring it into line. Right? You are dealing with the most powerful thing in the world. Most powerful thing in the world. You cannot pretty much say that, okay, I have the intention, I want to sit and it's going to happen. It is not going to listen to you. In fact, it will revolt so furiously that you will never be able to even come and sit in meditation. That is how the power of mind is. Never underestimate the power of mind. Right? So what happens is, when you want to get into your natural state, like someone was saying earlier, right? No expectations. Isn't this the very fact of doing meditation? Is to be in that state? So why am I even asking that question through mind? The purpose of my meditation to be aware in the truth. When that can happen naturally without having anything, why am I pulling my mind and putting a question or intention? Saying that how am I going to get there? What am I need to do to get there? See, these are the things that we need to start to realize very quickly when you start getting deeper into meditation. That, oh, my intentions are the blocks. For me to realize my peace, my happiness, my intention is obstructing. So the very reason why you came and sat down is the reason why you are not able to get there. When do we realize it? After 3 years? After 5 years? So, and then there is a school of thought where I am using my intention to manifest and visualize things. That is a different thing, whole different. That has nothing to do with truth. My dear friends, understand this. The visualization, the manifestation has nothing to do with the truth. It is a mind's play. You can play that. Yes, you can absolutely play that. You can say, I want to manifest ABC. I want to visualize how that manifests. I want to slip into this gap. You can do all of that through your mind. It has nothing to do with you being in the state of truth. Don't mix and bring them together and then sit down in meditation and look at, I got this, I got that. You are only creating more trouble for your own self. The moment you start thinking about certain experience in meditation, you are sharing experience versus you sitting and going through that experience, two different things. Number two, all more important thing is when you start to bring that into your own experience, you will quickly start to realize that you have a personal touch now. This personal touch, what it does is, ideally, if you are ignorant, it's going to take you into that and then go through that whole journey forever and ever. Or if you understand the truth as it stands, you will live it and you'll come back saying that this is nothing in front of truth. There is no good or bad here. There is no this way is right, that way is right. It is about what you want. If that experience is what you want and you sat in meditation, then yes, that's what you get. But I don't want that experience. I want to be in that state, not just in meditation, forever and ever. I am done taking bodies. Right? I don't want to carry this dead body all the time. Life after life, life after life, life after life. I'm done with it. That is liberation. If you want to done with it, then you got to quickly realize that all these things, whatever I'm carrying in my experiences, will not take me into that state. Two different things. So now in line to the truth, when you start to sit and do meditation, what happens is mind cannot comprehend the truth. And this is the beauty of it, right? The nature has given us such a beautiful hierarchy, right? The moment you sit and close, the senses are coming back, the withdrawal. The moment the senses are withdrawal, the power of mind is coming down. And as the power of mind comes down and you don't have any expectations, you don't have any attachments, you don't have any intention, you have nothing. You're just sitting for sake of sitting and you are with the breath as an observant. What happens? Naturally, mind has no other way than let you go into that state. And that's why when you patiently sit without asking, you become that. So we have to understand the trick of the trade and the nature of how these things work. And that is where this knowledge is, where the knowledge of truth is very important. Without the knowledge of truth, you are lost. I'm stuck in the experiences. I'm getting this, I'm having this, even like, we talked about in a couple of satsangs as well, right? Hey, what is good? Define good. They cannot define good. You have a good experience, but you cannot define good. Then what good it is? So the more and more we start to bring that perspective of truth into your practice, you will quickly start to see a huge shift from where you are and where you will be. Huge shift. It's like burden, the 100 kilos burden has come down. Because the moment you come into the reality of truth, all this is a drama. That's it. It's all gone. So the more and more we start to bring this clarity into my understanding, the greater my experiences are going to be. I will start to experience that bliss. I will start to experience that peace. You will start to experience that, even something majorly happening in your life, you're not shake up. Who is enlightened? Enlightened is a person who never sees sorrow. Sees sorrow means not happening to someone else. Sorry, ma'am?
It is Sthita Prajna.
He will be Kshita Prajna. It is not Kshita. He will be Kshita Prajna.
Yes.
He is. In that state, he will be. Right? Who has the capability and capacity to look at life as it stands. Atma, Anatma, Vicharaha. Right? You should be able to differentiate between what is truth and what is not. At any given point in time. At any given point in time, in every moment, you should be able to differentiate that. And you are in that awareness all the time. That masters won't come just by talking. That comes only with the practice. You have to practice. Truth has to be practiced. So the more I give time and the practice and the way I want to practice, first you know what you want. Are you in line to this reality of truth for you to escape or for you to realize? If you're saying that I'm doing meditation to escape, find out what peace is, find out this about, that about, there is nothing to find out. You are that. You will keep churning your time, but you will get nowhere. And eventually you will give up. You should always have two things. Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Vivekaha, Atma, Anatma, Vicharaha. Must for a truth seeker. Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Vivekaha. You should know what is permanent and what is not all the time. Vivekaha. You should have that buddhi, intelligence.
Discernment.
Yes. Second thing, Atma, Anatma, Vicharaha. You should be able to differentiate truth and untruth all the time. When you have these two as a practice in your life, then you are ready to realize the truth. Otherwise, it's far, far away. And that practice comes, and the fact that, hey, I want to be in this Atma, Anatma, Vicharaha, or Nitya, Anitya, Vastu, Vivekaha, I want to be in that state. Then how does it come? It comes with your practice. What practice? Meditation. And when you sit in meditation and you ask nothing, and you say that I'm sitting in meditation to get to that state, that's it. Naturally, let it happen. Let the flow. Let it flow. Let the universe flow through me. Then you will see the shift. Very quickly, you will see the shift. Samadhis and all these things are possible, my dear friends. It's just you have to do the right way. We have to bring that perspective. We cannot mix 100 things and then say, I need this, I need that, but yet I also need that, I also need this. It's like, the laundry list never ends. We cannot be like that. All right. So with that, I'm going to open it up for anyone, any questions, one or two we'll take, and then we'll get into meditation. Any questions? Good. No questions? All right. Awesome. Either you got it or you lost it. It's okay. So let's get into meditation then. If no questions, then let's do it for 45 minutes or so. Just keep it under 1 hour for today. So please sit very comfortably, masters. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to your normal, natural, soft, tender, wonderful and beautiful breath. Let us become one with our own self. This is where the teachings come in play. I want nothing, I do nothing, I am nothing. Because for me to go, these three things are blocking. For me to realize my own state, these three things are: my mind wants something, my body does something, and my inner thinking always goes into I am this, I am that. The ego. Drop the ego. Man minus ego is God. Sai Baba says. Be with your breath, my dear masters. Be with your breath. Normal, natural, soft, tender, beautiful breath. Become one with our breath. With the knowledge that we all gain today, you will see you are getting closer to your own consciousness, the luminous consciousness, not the sensual, the luminous consciousness. Let us become one with everything. Be with your breath. Last 2 minutes. Be with your breath. Last 2 minutes. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please slowly take your hands and put it on your eyes. And gently, whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes and look at your arms. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Masters. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. Let us all thank the Masters, universe, and the energies we received today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, anyone would like to share experience or any questions? Please go ahead.
I have a question, Anil Garu.
Yes, please.
So sometimes the energies are just fine, just enough, it continues, but sometimes it feels like energies are way too much. So what do we do at that time?
Just release that, right? So either you can release those energies with the intention, saying that, the energies have to flow through all my bodies. Or you can say that I have way too much of energy that I cannot handle. I want to give it to the Mother Earth.
Okay, so we can ask to distribute among our other parts of the body too.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, this I didn't know. Yeah, releasing to Earth, I've heard before from you, but we could evenly distribute it to other parts too.
Oh, absolutely. Other bodies, right? So you have 4
7.
bodies. Actually, the 7 is each number, right? But the category is wise 4 bodies: the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So you can just say that release the energy to all my bodies,
Okay.
and then let it happen. Yeah, let the energies go there, and then you will start to feel more light.
Okay. Especially the nose area and the throat area, it kind of gets so much energetic. That's when I was wondering. Okay, thank you. Thank you so
You can
much.
pass on to your chakras. I mean, you can pass on to one area where you think you may have a problem, or you can send it to your own intentions, or you can send it to the universal intention, like Patriji's, Dhyana Jagat.
Mm-hmm.
So you can direct energies. Direction is in your hands. So however you want to feel it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. No questions, then let's call it a night. We'll see you all next week on the topic session, and then tomorrow for the meditation. We have a satsang tomorrow, so please do stop by or join us at Padma Madam's place. It's at Fairfax. So looking forward to seeing you all there, the locals. Yeah. All right, take care. Bye-bye.